Picture the ultimate child star. Plucked from obscurity, flying first class, learning the moonwalk from the king of pop himself. You're probably picturing a kid, right? But what if I told you this massive celebrity was actually a chimpanzee?
It's honestly one of the most surreal intersections of nature and extreme fame that we've ever seen. I mean, the story of Bubbles is just wild.
It really is. So welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a stack of sources. So we've got fandom wikis, art history analyses, and direct statements from a great ape sanctuary to separate the tabloid fiction from the actual facts. We're looking at the surprisingly complex true story of Michael Jackson and Bubbles.
And the contrast in his life is just jarring right from the start. Like, Bubbles was born in 1983 inside a Texas biomedical research facility.
Right, a testing facility.
Exactly. But before he's even a year old, Michael Jackson acquires him, and he goes straight from this clinical environment right into the epicenter of global pop culture.
It's pure whiplash. I mean, the humanization was so intense. Bubbles is wearing diapers, sleeping in a crib in Michael's bedroom, even using his personal toilet.
Yeah, he was fully integrated into that lifestyle. He's sitting in on recording sessions for the Bad album and famously drinking Japanese green tea with the mayor of Osaka while on tour.
Wait, I read he supposedly had his own agent and a rumored personal bodyguard. Like, who is a bodyguard even for in that situation? Are they protecting the chimp from the fans or the fans from a wild animal?
Well, early on, it was probably the former. You see, chimpanzees are master mimics. They observe and copy, which is exactly why a young Bubbles could learn something like the moonwalk.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right, but mimicry isn't comprehension. The human environment is just entirely alien to them, and that dynamic creates a very real biological ticking clock.
Right, because at the end of the day, he's not actually a human toddler. He's an ape, so he's going to grow up.
Exactly. And when a male chimpanzee reaches adolescence, their biology drastically shifts. We're talking about an animal that rapidly develops incredibly dense muscle mass, making them vastly stronger than any human.
Wow. Yeah, which is terrifying to think about.
Plus, their natural instinct is to start challenging authority to establish dominance in their group.
So the tea parties and the diaper changes suddenly become this massive physical risk.
Yes, absolutely. Behind the glamorous facade, housekeepers were actually testifying about scrubbing hurled feces off the Neverland bedroom walls. And famed primatologist Jane Goodall even publicly alleged Bubbles was being beaten.
Ugh, that is so grim.
It is. And by 2003, Jackson had an infant son. The very real fear that a maturing, aggressive chimp might attack the baby finally forced him to send Bubbles away.
But society didn't really want to see that messy reality, right? We just wanted the fairy tale. I mean, look at that famous 1988 Jeff Koons porcelain sculpture of Michael and Bubbles.
Oh yeah, the life-size one, with him in those identical gold outfits.
Yeah.
Koons wanted to portray Jackson in this almost divine manner. That piece actually sold for $5.6 million at auction.
Which is insane. I honestly look at that artwork not as a tribute, but almost as a grotesque cultural coping mechanism. By literally freezing them in pristine, identical gold porcelain, society could just mask the grim reality of a wild ape living in a pop star's bedroom.
That's a really sharp way to look at it, actually.
Okay.
Because once the real Bubbles was removed from the picture, the myth had to sustain itself.
Oh.
The tabloids just rushed in with pure fabrications to fill the void.
Oh, the rumors were wild. Like that story that Bubbles attempted suicide or that Michael left him $2 million in his will.
Which is all completely debunked by the Center for Great Apes. That's the Florida sanctuary where he lives now.
Yeah.
He didn't attempt suicide, and there was no $2 million inheritance at all.
Good to know. So what's the actual financial situation?
The factual reality is that Jackson's estate pays around $30,000 annually for his care.
Just think about that contrast for a second. An art collector pays $5.6 million for a fake porcelain version of Bubbles. But keeping the actual breathing animal alive and fed only costs $30,000 a year. It's like we value the pop art myth infinitely more than the living creature.
We absolutely do. But today, the real Bubbles is a 43-year-old, 170-pound ape. His life consists of hanging out with other chimps, napping, eating his vegetables, and carrying little treasures around in a Velcro backpack.
A Velcro backpack, that is so cute. But the profound poetic irony here is just staggering to me.
How so?
Well, the animal who was once the most photographed pet on Earth, like the literal poster child for the 1980s media circus, now actively turns his back whenever he sees a camera. He just wants to be left alone.
Yeah, he really went from a global media plaything to a peaceful retiree living entirely on his own terms. It's quite the transition.
Yeah. It's a fascinating journey from fact to fiction and back again, but it leaves you with a question about where we go from here. Today, with CGI and AI capable of generating perfectly realistic digital animals, will the era of physically parading exotic animals for entertainment finally end? Or will future pop stars just create viral AI-generated pets to feed the exact same spectacle? Just something for you to chew on next time you're scrolling through your feed.